r/AskReddit, people who are 40 plus and happy with their life. What is your advice to people in their 20s? Don't fall for the trap that your life needs to be one long narrative that you should be building. Life is best when it's a bunch of happy moments that just happen to be connected. Don't try to make your life into a novel, make it a book of poems. Chris Rock said it best, now, people tell you life is short. No, it's not. Life is long. Especially if you make the wrong decisions. Edit, the point is, you've got time. Don't kill yourself trying to do it all now. When I was in college, I had the chance to go to Europe, but I passed, because I had to work at a warehouse. I picked staying at a part-time warehouse job over seeing the world. When I finally went abroad in my 30s, it changed my perspective about everything and everyone. Go to another country that is far away and different than your own. Relax more. Take care of your teeth. This is the only set you're ever going to have, and you don't want to neglect them and mess them up like I did. I've got crap tons of fillings which don't last forever and need replacement. A filling isn't as good as the real thing, and filled teeth can break, requiring crowns. I have 2 and it sucks. Brush and floss thoroughly every single day without exception. Hell, get an electric toothbrush. I was a raging alcoholic in my 20s and thought I would never recover from it. I never found a real job using my first degree or my master's. Part of it was because I was always drunk. Part of it was the job market at the time. I went back to school in my 30s and found something I like a whole lot more. Now, I'm married, nearly 10 years sober, and have a great job. My point is, if you end up on the wrong path, or don't like where you are, there's always time to turn around and change it. Too many people just assume they're stuck where they are, and stuck with the issues they have. It's not a race. Stop comparing yourself to others. Just because they did things sooner than you, doesn't mean they're happier or better. Try to start good habits. It is a little rough at first, but in a few years it will be second nature. Do this with things like cooking, cleaning, saving money and self-care. It is okay to not like someone. It is also okay to have someone not like you. People are going to not like you for no reason. That is okay. It's a them issue, and not a you issue. Don't be an ass to everyone, and give them reason to dislike you. But also know that you are under no obligation to put up with someone else's bad friendship. There is no shame in seeing a mental health professional. When I was 22, an older gentleman asked me how old I was, and then told me, Chad 303, when you are twice that age, you'll be twice the man you are today. I almost considered it a slight in that moment, but time has proven him wise. Here I am, twice that age, and, in my humble estimation, twice the man than I was then. I believe this, chiefly because I have learned that kindness is not a weakness. Humility serves you better than pride, and cruelty is a fool's game. Everything you get becomes something you have. Learned how to be happy having things instead of getting them. Edit, kinda took off. Thanks for all the awards. Get a regular exercise routine going, and stick to it like your quality of life depends on it, because it does. Start saving now for your retirement. Avoid debt. Floss daily. Exercise daily. Maintain your friendships. In 20 years you will be so grateful for those people who saw you through marriages, children, illness and health. People who will go for a trip with you, love your kids, remember you as a young person. Friends are essential, but they require work. Don't be alone, just because you don't want to be the person who reaches out to others. The biggest regret my dad has, was not starting some sort of savings for retirement, when he was in his 20s. He didn't start putting money into his 401k, until he was 30 or so. If you don't have access to a 401k, look into getting an IRA or something you can just chip something into every week or month. This whole thread is wholesome AF. I'm 32 but I wish I would spent more of my 20s listening to advice of slightly older people, rather than trying to prove that I could figure it out on my own. Imagine how much energy I could have saved. Go have an adventure of a lifetime. Don't put it off. Make plans for your money. Stay out of debt. You don't need that new car, watch, handbag, etc. Material items are not worth your sanity. Have a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Don't waste time on anyone who disrespects you. Have a backbone, but don't be rude. Not everything needs your reaction. Find someone who you can spend endless time with. Talk about ideas, not people. Above all, FU*K what anyone thinks. It'll be 41 this year. Save your money. I wish I could have back the thousands of dollars I threw in the fire partying at clubs. You are never too old or too deep into something to just start over. If you aren't happy, do something else. I've read about people taking up marathons at 50. For me, every day is potential for a new start. Don't like how I felt yesterday? Then I guess I'm doing something different today. I'm 50 now. Never rely on your kids to make you happy. They will have to move on to their lives. Experiences over materials items. You're not going to remember that pair of shoes, or that expensive item, or if you do, the memory won't compare to that awesome adventure you went on, or that great night out. I'm financially happy. So my advice in this regard is to not use your credit card unless you are 100% sure you can pay it off that month and it's not a burden. Don't go into debt. I'm also happy with my children who are polite, intelligent, and happy themselves. My advice there is to always be true to your word with them, and always say please and thank you. Go to therapy. Figure out what your insecurities are, why you have them, and how to deal with, so that they don't define the rest of your life. Talk about your issues from childhood and your teens. Yay. Everyone has issues even in their 20s. If you don't do it now, you will make decisions based on, or driven by those issues, and that will put you on a path you may not like. Fail to plan. Plan to fail. 1. Identify your goals and values. Don't confuse a step towards your goal, job, for the goal, peace of mind, happiness. 2. Don't fight reality. Reality is all there is. Don't waste time wishing it was different. Don't invent things that are not true. Reality is enough just as it is. 3. Make choices based on your new framework, goals and reality. Small daily choices are super important. Wear a fucking condom. Don't marry someone because you think it's something you have to do. The same goes with having children. I've done neither, even though my family has always hounded me to, and I'm incredibly happy with where I'm at. I can't think of how miserable I'd be making commitments like those just to make others happy. Put yourself first, people. If you haven't started some investment for the future. If you aren't sure you want kids, make sure you are sure before you have them. I dodged a couple of bullets over the years, and don't have any kids. I see and hear all the crap other people have to go through, and I don't think I could handle that level of stress in my life. I'm very glad to be childless. Of course some people love kids, and should have lots of them. That's just not me, and it might not be you too. Calm the fuck down. Seriously, I panicked my way through my 20s. When shit goes wrong, stay calm and think logically. Act like the person you want to be. Find yourself a good person to be in a relationship with. Looks will fade, but that personality will be there forever. As you age, your friends will pair off, and you will find yourself hanging out with them less and less. They will have kids, or move away, and you will find yourself either alone, or with your partner during 99% of your free time. Humans do not do well being isolated and alone. Finding a healthy relationship is so important, and no one really talks about it, or just tells you to focus on your career. Having someone in your corner that always has your back will make life that much easier. Find someone with the same goals in life that you do, and hold on to them hard. Don't fall victim to peer pressure and settle for a mate that isn't right for you. Didn't find my wife until I was almost 30, and it was totally worth waiting for the right one to come along. Make decisions for yourself. Don't ignore the long-term ambitions for short-term fun. But definitely don't live the life that someone else wants you to live. Every dollar you save and invest in your 20s is worth a hell of a lot more than the ones in your 30s, 40s, and so on. If you are going to spend money, spend it creating experiences with yourself and other people. It's almost been kind of a cliche thing for the latest generation that you should only spend on experiences. but I don't give a fuck about the sound system or computer I had 15 years ago. I do care about the friends that were made. If you are lucky enough to have the love of a good woman, support her and she will support you. 2 heads are better than 1. I don't what I'd do without my SO. Never take one day for granted. Get out there into the world and enjoy it. I'm 45 this year and plenty of my peers didn't make it, and wasted their shot. 3 hobbies, 1 to keep you in shape, 1 to keep you creative, 1 to make you money. Stop fucking worrying about what people think. Get out of that creepy cult while you are young. Live your life free of your parents' cult. Know your worth and your potential. Save, save, save. Don't put up with abusive toxic people. Marry someone you like hanging out with. Start planning your retirement. Mediocrity is okay. Pick your fights for perfection carefully, or you will be constantly disappointed. The perfect job, marriage, kids, neighbors, car, whatever does not exist. Time has a way of making you realize this slowly, but as soon as you are able to come to terms with the fact that most major events in life are made of compromise, the better off you'll be. Example, when you're a new parent you have a very idealized of who and what your child will become. 0.20 years in, and you're just happy that they are a decent human being and haven't ended up in prison. The secret to happiness in life is low expectations. Having unmet expectations makes people unhappy. Keeping your expectations low ensures that they are met more often. Don't confuse this with being cynical all the time. Be optimistic and work in good faith. Just keep your mind in check with how any given event will turn out. Choose a spouse based on this. 80% their moral compass. 10% how much you laugh together. 5% your similar hobbies, and 5% your physical attraction. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. Travel early. Before starting a family. Diverse experiences allow you to broaden your worldview, and adds ton of perspective. Work hard. No matter the job, do it to the best of your ability. It pays off. Don't keep up with the Joneses. Live within your means, and when possible saving for the rainy day. 70 here. I can't read this sub without having anxiety on how bad my life is being handled. My simple advice is to earn as little as possible. Having minimal possessions has made me happier and more focused. This isn't about sacrifice or going without. It's about finding pleasure in what I already own. If a friend buys a new jacket, I'm happy for him, but it wouldn't motivate me to buy one. There's a certain zen calmness when you get off the consumption treadmill. If you drink alcohol and think you could stop and forget about it, prove it. Stop for 3 months or 6 months. It's not like alcohol is going to disappear. If your brain keeps reminding you to have a drink, then you need to be aware of the situation. Shit happens. It might happen to you. Embrace it. Be excellent to yourself, be excellent to others, and try not to sweat the small shit. Also, avoid frivolous debt. Strive for a small and simple life. The larger and more complicated you allow it to become, the harder it is to reach contentment. Contentment is the goal, not happiness. Try to surround yourself with positive people that motivate you to grow as a person. For me, at least, there is no grown-up endgame. I'm a 48-year-old father of 6 and grandfather of 3, and I'm continually learning how to become a better, more mature person. I didn't have kids. Long story short, we get to sleep in whenever, had more savings than average. A lot of time to dedicate to our fur babies. You don't have to have kids, and buy a minivan, and live that life. It's totally fine if you don't. You might even be happier and a lot wealthier in the end. You're not weird, or broken because you want to live a less normal life. 1. Don't compare yourself to other people. 2. Be nice to people. 3. Be smart with money. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one.